judge me by my size, do you? And where you should not. For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the Force around you, here, between you, me, the tree, the rock, everywhere. Yes, even between the land.
Hey, Shalom. Praises to you. How about Shem? Yahweh Shai, about Shem Rakakwadash. Much mercy to you, elect out there. The ones predestined, the ones that were born with the heart of flesh, the ones that were with Yahweh Shai from the beginning, the 144,000 that stood on a mountain with Yahweh Shai in the book of Revelations. It is absolutely impossible for everybody to have a stony heart in this time. Now, the majority of people, as pertaining to this truth, teaching the truth, let's just say it like that. The majority of guys, they have a stony heart, and that's true. But you have chosen men, just as before, men that were chosen to be upright, just a few, and the examples are all over the scriptures. It's just that now when you deal with Yahweh Shai and the new covenant, this is something that it went to another level. Because when Yahweh Shai came on the planet, he wasn't accepted by the churches. They wanted to throw the Lord off a cliff. Stephen shows you that example. And so, like I said yesterday, the Lord was letting you know that none of the wide gates in these synagogues were going to have the Spirit of the Lord in it like that. The Lord said, where 2 or 3 are gathered. And you really have to put in consideration the words of Yahweh Shai and take them for what they are. Now, what has happened with this truth, due to the corruption and through to so many carnal guys getting hold to the scriptures, and carnally they could bring out certain things, but they don't have the spirit, so they can't break down the heart of flesh or having a new heart, because they don't have a heart to do the right thing. They think the right thing is just teaching scriptures and adding and taking away from the word. That's what guys are doing. They're adding and they're taking away. So as long as you have guys that add and take away from the scriptures, that bring heresies, and they stir people the wrong way, you're always going to have the men of the Lord that the Lord will raise up to be sent out as a counter of all the wickedness. It's always happened. It's always happened. The society be taken over by wickedness, and then you'll have the prophets there come. It's just like what Yahweh Shai did. He came in a time where Jerusalem was totally occupied by the Romans. So now, just like right now, our people are occupied in the doctrines of the Romans again. America, this is Rome, this is Egypt. This is a place where the Lord was crossed out. So you have to understand, anything wide gate, and if you're esteemed here and honored here, that means you're an abomination. You don't have nothing to do with the Lord, even if you say you're teaching the Lord. And to go a little bit deeper, to let you know that guys are really not of the Lord. Their mouths fall on themselves. You see, they disagree with the Lord's covenant, and that Lord and just the agreement with the covenant, that right there keeps you from the spirit. Because guys rather agree with camps and men's doctrine more than they rather agree with Yahweh Shai in the spirit. So everybody cannot have a stony heart. Everybody is not evil and wicked and sinister, and everybody can't have a stony heart. So going back to that doctrine where they say, hey, well, you need a new heart, you need a new body, right? Everybody can't have a fucked up heart. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up that guys that's teaching the Bible, all these guys have stony hearts. They teach prophecies over Yahweh Shai. And that's clear. And that's blatant. When you study Yahweh Shai, because that's all we do, you'll see that Yahweh Shai was going into building you up from the inside, being able to discern, really believing in him, and judging correctly. And that's what we do. We really judge correctly according to Yahweh Shai, according to the scriptures. According to the scriptures, men are not following the ways of Yahweh Shai. They're deliberately using Yahweh Shai's name. And it's going to be heavy judgments for that too. Taking the Lord's name in vain, not defending his covenant that he brought on the planet. That's why the Lord sent his son here to make a new covenant with Israel. Now, on this time around, the only ones the Lord died for right now is the election right now. So the election, they will have a heart. But you have all these corrupt, stony heart motherfuckers, right, that don't have it. They can give you all these prophecies, right, and carnal shit, history, and they can be good teachers, and they can sway you the wrong way. But this world is not in agreement with Yahweh Shai's covenant. It doesn't. This world does not agree with that. You see. So it's a whole lot of deception. So everybody can't have the stony heart. I wanted to go. I was thinking about Jeremiah real quick, because this actually backs up. Everybody can't have a stony heart. From birth, the Most High is dealing with certain men to do a particular work. And what has happened with this truth, a lot of guys have actually just they became so carnal, they just don't understand like the basics. So they tell you need a new fucking heart because these guys are corrupt. So what they're saying in code, what they're saying in code is, in this body, they're not going to worship Yahweh Shai because they're already worshiping this world. They've already made a covenant with death. That's what they're in agreement with. That is the only reason they tell you need a new body, because they're already in agreement with the world. So you have to be in agreement with Yahweh Shai and don't worry about them. But they're set up as a way, even it's so heavy that the election, right, they were already gifted and predestined. So what this world tries to do carnally is to sway them the wrong way. Like it's a failing attempt. But it works to a certain point to like slow down the elect actually understanding who they are. And once you actually understand who you are, not no hopeful shit, you got to actually understand who you are. You got to understand if you're of the elect or if you're of the fucking world. So we're finding out that we're of the elect and we're not of the world. And we're finding out everybody that's of the world in these camps, groups, churches, synagogues, so on and so forth, we're finding out that they're of the world. They don't have nothing to do with Yahweh Shai, and it's spiritual that guys deny him because they really don't have nothing to do about it. Like the brother said, all guys do, they make excuses why not to be in the covenant. And every excuse these guys use, it does not line up with the scriptures. The only thing that lines up with the scriptures is that they're not of the Yahweh Shai. And just like the Lord told us in Matthew 24, don't let no man deceive you, and there shall be many false prophets. So there are many wolves. You see, there are many foxes. That's why the scripture tell you in Ezekiel, their prophets is like the foxes in the deserts. And Esau is financing and backing this false doctrine in these camps. Esau is behind a lot of these things. And then our people, they play it out because they're good actors, so they can play it out. But then you have the election, which is a small number, which they're not going to be accepted or honored in this world. They're going to be hated for the name of Yahushua. This is Jeremiah 1:5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou comest out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee a prophet unto the nation. So this is, we're speaking like, the Lord is speaking like he already ordained Jeremiah before he was born, bro. And this goes with today. You see, the true man of the Lord were already predestined and ordained already. What this world is set up to do, this whole world is set up to distract you from who you are from within and get you to follow some wayward doctrine. That's why, real quick, the Lord said this. And this is really heavy to understand because this is very heavy because even though the election won't be deceived, this world is still trying to do it, to deceive. They're deceiving the majority of everybody. So like you look at these churches, right? Just look at the churches in the world and look at these camps. They have a lot of followers because ultimately they've been deceived of these camps and churches and the doctrines of men. You see what I'm saying? But the election will wake up out of that deception and they will get to the Lord. They will understand that they are chosen of the Lord, not no hopeful of the Lord, not no I hope I'm the elect. They will know they are the election. They will know it. And through the help of certain brothers like me and the other brothers, and then the other brothers that's teaching New Covenant, all you believers out there that's pushing a beautiful vibration, that's going to help guys wake up and come out of groups. Because the trick is, it's like a numbers game. Yahushua, he deals with numbers. You know, the Lord, he deals with number, the number of days, the ancient of days. Days have numbers, years, you see? And that's why the wicked, they have so many works that they have to do. They have like a number of set works in the heavens that they have to do until they're done. It's like we have a set number of righteous works we have to do until we fulfill what we had to do. Just like Yahushua had to fulfill a certain amount of works. So Matthew chapter 24 and 24 says, for there shall arise false anointings and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonder, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So you're not going to be deceived if you're truly chosen. If you've been deceived by these camps and by the world and by doctrines of men and shit like that, that means that you're not of the election. So like guys that's in these camps, they've been deceived. They've really been deceived, and it's heavy. They've been in deceived of denying the covenant, talking about they don't have power. So you're telling yourself you don't have power. So what that does is you don't have nothing to do with Yahushua, but you're using his name. So much judgment is happening. And that's why the Lord set up us few brothers to actually explain it. And then that's what we explain it through the Spirit. It's just that if you're carnal and you're a false prophet and you're a false brother and you hate what we're explaining because you're being exposed, you're deceived, and then you're deceiving other guys. Matthew chapter 15, verse 8. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines and the commandments of men. That's what these guys are doing. They're teaching for the doctrines and the commandments of men. They're teaching for the world. They're not teaching for Yahushua. Their heart, that's why they have a stony heart. Because their heart is not the heart that's actually beating, that has life. They have a dead heart. So they're not teaching for Yahushua. They're teaching for the world. They're teaching for the commandments and the doctrines of the camp. So now let's go back to Jeremiah which is really heavy to understand. Jeremiah 1:6, because you were already ordained to be the chosen, to be a prophet, so on and so forth. What these camps were set up to do is to get you to second guess that and basically try to get you to deny it. Like they got the whole world doing it. And you can get caught up in any type of doctrine that will have you go off the path. But the election won't be fooled. They won't go off the path. You see, so you have to understand that, man. It's beautiful. Jeremiah 1:5, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and thou comest out of the womb, I sanctified thee. Now let's go into that word sanctified. It's heavy. So the election, they already have the crown. The election, they already have the crown. The election, they already obtained it. It's just that this world is set up in a so deceitful way that they don't want you to recognize who you are, because of enough, just like Neo in the Matrix. When Neo started to believe and he figured out who he really was, then that was it for Mr. Smith and them, because Neo actually woke up to his power. So all you need is 144 men to do that, and that can bring an end to this current world. Now that word ordained, I'm gonna get it from the Merriam-Webster. It says to invest. It says to invest. See, it says to invest with ministerial or priestly authority. You see that? Men were ordained already. The elect ones were ordained, just like Jeremiah was. That's why understanding the scriptures is so heavy, because by guys teaching these doctrines and this bullshit, right? Once you understand what the scriptures is saying, then you could look at these guys like, well, why the fuck are y'all teaching that shit? Because the election were ordained. That means they're gonna have the authority, they're gonna have the heart, they're gonna have the crown, they're gonna be the elect, they're gonna be the chosen. You see what I'm saying? The trick is you have to figure out if you have a good heart. Now, the majority of these guys in these camps, they don't have a good heart, and they know that shit. They know they ain't shit but evil. That's why you have to recognize that, and don't be in a respect of persons with these groups. You see, they're a part of the world, man. I don't know how else I could break it down, because everything they're teaching is contradictory. You needing new bodies. The Lord coming in the year 2000. Not really honoring what Yahweh Shai say. You don't have any power. Yeah, you don't have any power if you let guys tell you don't have any power. You let them tell you that. You let them make you put the Lord on hold. And you don't have any power right now. That's why you got to separate from these groups, man, and recognize if you're of the Lord or not. If you can't recognize that and you let these groups dictate to you who you are, then you're going to fall with their ass. Now that word ordained, it says to invest with ministerial or priestly authority. So before we was born, we were blessed with the authority of the Lord. It's just that we had to go through certain things to be built up and to recognize and understand who we are. Esau knows once you recognize and understand who you are, his world comes to an end. And it has to be 144,000 of you that recognize that. You see that? All you have to do is recognize who you are. That's all you have to do. Now it says to establish or order by appointment or degree or law. You see? So the elect, they were established already. That's what he told Jeremiah. It's real simple. It's real easy, man. Because it's simple to us, but if you're wicked and you're trying to do something like what these guys are doing, it's complicated, because they make it complicated because they're trying to deceive you to believe in them, and don't worry about believing in yourself like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's really heavy These last days are really heavy. So it says to establish or order by appointment, decree, or law. It says to issue an order. So the election were ordained. Now it says synonyms for ordained. Destined, fate, foreordained, predestined, predetermined, preordained. So the election, they were ordained to be prophets, and you were ordained to be the elect. You see? This is what they don't want you to really understand like that. And it's heavy that the thing is, you have to figure out who you are. And what everything is set up, even these camps and these groups. They tell you the truth to a certain degree, but then they say the hopeful elect. All the prophets in the scriptures, even Moses, man, everybody knew that the Lord sent them. It was no hopeful. It wasn't no waiting on some shit. It's like everything that the prophets needed, they were born with it at birth. So that's why we're dealing in a most deceptive time, where if you don't know the scriptures, these guys in these groups, they will get you to deny your power, and you'll be just like them with no power. Their power is limited with this world. You see that? Because they're wicked. It's just like that guy in Captain America, that evil motherfucker that was red. And when he took that super soldier serum, that shit made him wicked as hell. And that's these guys in these groups. They've took this word and they're wicked as hell with the word. On the other hand, Captain America, when he took the super soldier serum, it made him stronger, and he was righteous because he had a good heart. So he always did the right thing. If you're in these camps, then you're not moving the right way at all. Matter of fact, they got you putting prophecies over Yahushai's words. They got you putting the mark of the beast over Yahushai, bro. It's heavy, man. It's crazy. Then they tell you need new bodies. When Paul made that statement about having the new bodies, he was teaching it in a sense where you agree with Yahushai. Those are the only ones going to get new bodies, bro. The ones that have the new mind and the new heart. It all goes together, the new song. That's how you're going to get new bodies. The new heart, the new covenant. If you're still keeping the old covenant and you're telling guys they're waiting on it, you ain't going to get no new body. You're going to die in that old body. So the Lord said, before thou comest out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee to be a prophet. So the Lord sanctified us. Let me go on that word sanctified. I looked up ordained. That word sanctified. It's just certain little small things that you need to understand about the scriptures, and you could get that guys are false prophets. Now, if you don't want to understand that guy's a false prophet because you have a heart of stone too, and you're just like they is, then this ain't for you. But if you actually have a heart and you really want to search things out, you really have to understand what the Lord is saying, what the prophets were saying, what Yahushai said, first and foremost, and not lean to what man is saying. You have to go back to the scriptures. Definitely, like if guys denying Yahushai in this time and not defending that covenant or teaching the new covenant like the apostles in Acts, they're not of the Lord. They're not. They are a part of this world. So you have to figure out if you're of the scriptures or if you're of the world. You have to figure that shit out, man. Now that word sanctified is heavy.
Strong's H6942.
Right.
Kadash.
So sanctified.
Kadash. Second entry. Kadesh. Kadesh.
Right, so that word sanctified, it says to consecrate, sanctified, prepare, dedicate, be hallowed, be holy, be sanctified, be separate. So before birth, he made you separated, he made you holy. So it's nothing you're waiting on. These guys that have these stony hearts and these groups in these camps, they put their foot in their mouth in these last days. You have to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? So the elect ones were ordained already. They were sanctified. This example is real easy. It's Jeremiah. You could use that Jeremiah for that example. So the Lord did the same thing with all his men. You see, to consecrate, to sanctify, prepare, dedicate, be hallowed, be holy, be sanctified, be separate, to be set apart, be consecrated, to be hallowed, to consecrate, taboo, to show oneself sacred or majestic, to be honored, be treated as sacred, to be holy. So certain men are of the Lord when they came out the womb. They were already of the Lord. They already had the heart of flesh, especially in this time, the new laws. The new laws written in the inward part, they were written in the inward part of the elect right now on this side. So they were predestined and preordained for that. And it's the same thing right now. Because you can't get out of here denying Yahushua in the new covenant. You cannot get out of here on the old laws of Moses. So the ones that don't have the new heart, these are the ones telling you that you're not in the covenant yet, because they don't have the heart, because they've made an agreement with this world. So you have to understand this. All you motherfuckers in these groups, you're a bunch of fucking niggas. You're a bunch of false prophets. You're mocking the true prophets, and you don't have nothing to do with the prophets. Yeah, you might can teach all this shit, but you're not sanctified. You're not holy. You're not separate. Look at you guys. You're bunched up in camps. You're following the doctrines and the commandments of men. You're honoring guys, and the Lord didn't get any honors. The true honor comes from the Lord. All you motherfuckers are carnal, basically. All you guys. And you have that stony heart. That means you can't be corrected. That's why we're not around certain guys no more, because they can't be corrected, because they have stony hearts. They don't have a fucking good heart. Guys are corrupt. And like I say, for you guys say you teaching the new covenant, you ain't got nothing to do with the new covenant. You don't have a new heart. You're just an old nigga that learned the new covenant. All you guys still have them stony hearts. You really do. And you can't put new wine in under old bottles. That's what the Lord was explaining to us. Like, the new covenant is not for you guys, and that's true. You guys in these groups, and then you false brother and act like you teaching the new covenant when you don't even have a heart. You don't have a fucking heart. It's just an act. All you guys are reprobates. Now, the word sanctified, it goes to be consecrated, dedicated, to set apart, devote. You see that? So you got certain men set up on the planet that's not going to deny Yahushua in this body. You guys are denying Yahushua in this body. That's what you guys are doing. So you have to recognize if you're of the Lord or not. You got to recognize that, man. You see, you got to wake up to who you are, like Neo woke up to who he was. It says to set apart, devote, consecrate, to regard, to treat as sacred or hallowed, to consecrate, to keep oneself apart, separate, to cause himself to be hollow of God, to be observed as holy, to consecrate oneself, sanctified, appointed, prepared, purified, hallowed, consecrate, dedicate. So the Lord, what he did was he sanctified the elect before birth, to have the new heart in this time, to be the chosen in this time, to have that new mind, and to agree with Yahushua. You see, so it's nothing that the true men of the Lord are waiting on in this time. They were already set apart before birth. It's just that the way this world's set up is set up to get you to. That's why it's set up to get you to disagree with your power. You see? Proverbs 28:12, when a righteous man do rejoice, it says, when the righteous man do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked arise, a man is hidden. So like, these camps are wicked, man. So the elect are not really in there. That's why, like, you got to get out of there, or guys are being kicked out and they're leaving these camps. They really are. You see? This is what you got to understand. Yeah, so it's heavy. Psalms 83:3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Right? The hidden ones are of the Lord. So it's like, that's why the Lord said, no man can pluck them out of my Father's hands. Because the ones that's actually of the Lord, they're sanctified, they're holy, they were made separate. Now, they may have been in camps, they may have been in camps for a certain amount of time to get experience, to actually to help them grow to a certain point. Certain things that you are going to learn in the churches or camps, there's certain things, but then if you're the elect, ultimately you're going to be separated from the ways of the fucking world. You see what I'm saying? So the election, they were already ordained, predestined. They have the heart of flesh in these days already. It's just that the process of your body being changed, you got to be the one sanctified by the Lord first. You gotta have that heart first. Crazy, man. John chapter 10, verse 38, I will give them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my Father's hand. I want to go into that word, pluck, and then I'm going to get out of here. So being the elect one, this is the most exalted office that you could ever have, man. And it's not something of the world, It's really not. Guys honor their elders over what the Lord said. It's just that they're not of the elect. That's why. Because if you're the elect one, you're not going to be double honoring guys on the planet like that. You're not going to take that one scripture and take it out of context like you're supposed to honor and worship men on the planet. You're not supposed to do that, man. You're supposed to show men respect and regard, but you're not supposed to be carnally honoring guys like that, bro. So guys are going off. And the thing is, we're breaking it down for you. Like, it's not like the Lord didn't set guys up to really tell all you motherfuckers you're going off. A lot of you guys, you know you're going off. But it's just that you have been set up with this world to go off. Now that word pluck real quick.
Strong's G 726. Harpazo. Harpazo.
It says to seize, carry off by force, to seize on, claim for one's self eagerly, to snatch out or take away. So nobody can seize us. Nobody can carry us off by force. Nobody can snatch us away. Nobody can do anything. The elect ones have a power that is out of this world. That's why the scriptures say some of you are not even going to taste the death because you're going to be in the Lord's hand. But what do you have to do to be in the Lord's hand? You have to believe on him. You have to believe on his covenant. You have to agree with him. You have to defend him. You have to love his men he set up. So now you have to recognize who did the Lord actually set up. And a lot of people are not going to recognize that because it's not for them to recognize who the Lord set up. If you recognize who the Lord truly set up, then you're truly blessed because you belong with the Lord. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you love Yahweh Shai, by loving the men he set up. Now, a lot of you guys out there, you don't like who the Lord set up because he didn't set your ass up like that. All right. And so now this goes back to you breaking one of those two laws. You hate your brother you see, but then a lot of you think you're teaching Yahweh Shai. You don't have shit to do with Yahweh Shai. None of you guys. All you false prophets of the new covenant, all you false prophets in these camps, you don't have nothing to do with Yahweh Shai. And deep down in your mind, like what we're saying is right. We have been set here for the defense of Yahweh Shai. We are the elect ones. We are, bro. All you guys in these camps, you're unsure. You're in a doubting spirit. The scripture tell you, if you doubt, you're damned. And that's who guys are following. They're following guys that's doubting, that's hope, like they're hoping this, they're hoping that. But the thing about that hope, right? Faith is not seen, right? But you have to understand who you are. You have to know who you are. Like David, he knew he was of the Lord. Yahushua knew the Lord sent him here. Jeremiah knew the Lord sent him here. Moses knew the Lord sent him here. On and on and on and on. Why are guys hooked on saying that they're the hopeful elect? Because they're not of the elect, bro. They're denying the Lord. They're denying the covenant. You know, first you have to recognize who you are, then you can recognize who else everybody else is. You have to recognize, like, if you really have a heart. If you don't really have that heart, see, this truth is just deeper than getting on videos, just bringing out info and bringing out all these scriptures with no understanding. It's to the point now where if you're not eternally ordained or predestined from the Lord from birth, and you don't have that heart of flesh, you're not of the Lord. It don't matter what you're teaching, bro, how good you may make shit sound. Like I say, guys are worried about carnal rank on the planet when you're not even ranked in the heavens. The Lord said, as in the heavens, so as in the heavens, so it is on earth. So like on the earth, if you're saying that you're not in the covenant with the Lord and you don't have power right now, then in the heavens, you don't have shit to do with the Lord, you see, and you don't have power right now. But that's something I wanted to bring out. The election already have the victory. You just have to figure out who you are. That's what this is all about. It's all about you just waking up, figuring it out if you are the elect or not. That's what this is. So the elect ones were ordained from birth. And with that, shalom.
Peasant out, Pluto. Peasant out, Pluto.
They look thirsty! Well, let's give them something to drink! To the clan!